Hey there, everybody. I'm here to demonstrate for you an idea that Jill and I had for adding in better feedback to our quizzes for students. Okay. And I'm not sure everybody's familiar with this quiz setup, so that's why I'm demonstrating. And I'm demonstrating in an intro stats class, which I know looks different than most of the other classes, but bear with me, the idea is the same. So I set up this quiz to be interactive with multiple tries. Okay, interactive with multiple tries. So what that means is when students see questions, they're going to see this check button. Okay, they're also going to see in the quiz question information right here how many tries they have on that question. This first one's maybe a bad example because it's true false, and OpenLMS automatically makes true false questions one try, which is great. That's smart. Note I made a note right here for students so they know that they only have one attempt on this question. But generally, I want every student to have 2 tries on every question. Just like they had 2 attempts on an assignment, I want them to have 2 attempts on each question. So what this does is when students select an answer, they can click check and they can see immediately if they got it right or wrong. Okay, so I put in this feedback. I typed in that linear was incorrect. I could have also chosen to add more feedback or information about why it was incorrect, but I just kept it simple and left it as incorrect. And that should be good enough for students to understand, okay, I did something wrong, I need to fix it. I also added this feedback. You have 1 attempt remaining, but they can also see that right there. When they click try again, they can have their second try and see if they get it right or wrong once again. And notice that it's locked in now up here for their grade. Okay, so they get 2 attempts on each question. Now I'm going to show you how some of these cooler questions function. For example, this one has more than 1 correct answer. So when they check this one, they can see which ones they got right and which ones they got wrong. I also chose, after their first attempt, to tell them that how many correct answers there were. There are other settings like this one, where if I choose answers and check, notice this one doesn't have the red or green check marks, but it does tell me I have 1 question correctly selected. If I click try again, it's going to leave the one I got correct filled in, and then I'll know to fix the other 4. Okay, so this interactive feedback with multiple tries is really awesome, and it's going to give students immediate feedback on whether they're doing things right or they're doing things wrong. I can see lots of great benefits for this, and hopefully your mind and your brain is turning right now thinking of all the great things that this will allow students to do and the opportunities that it provides. But there are some downsides that I want to highlight. Some possible downsides. Oh, and I should clarify too, because students are getting 2 tries on each question, we would then set the assignment, the overall quiz, to just have 1 attempt. Okay, so they're getting 2 attempts per question, 1 attempt per quiz. Okay, if I gave them 2 attempts per quiz, then they could use process of elimination and get the correct answer on any multiple choice thing, right? Okay, so they get 1 attempt on each quiz, 2 attempts on the questions within the quiz. Okay, the first problem that comes to mind is essay questions. Essay questions, there's no way to give them multiple tries because they are manually graded by the teacher. Okay, so I made a note on here, note you only get 1 attempt on this question, so students aren't thinking like, wow, I'm going to get it wrong and then have another try on it. They're forewarned that they only have 1 attempt on it. So that is a downside. Maybe something that we could do to make this a little bit softer for students is we can add feedback to this question that says your teacher has to manually grade this question, and so you don't get multiple attempts. Something like that. But that is a downside. Okay, so both of these essay questions have just 1 attempt. Another downside to consider is I know a lot of teachers have spent quite a bit of time and invested a lot of time in making feedback videos for essay questions, or they've invested time in creating homework help videos like this guy right here. or actually let's point to this guy right here. The problem with this that would arise is those homework help videos and the videos that you've put in the feedback, those are usually triggered by students submitting their first attempt of the assignment. All right, so this homework help video is only available to students after they submit assignment 6.2 and get a certain score on it. However, 6.2 only has one attempt allowed on it. So by the time they submit this, their one attempt of this, and this homework help video becomes available, it's useless to them at that point because they can't go back and change any of their answers. Okay, so I know a lot of teachers have invested time in these kinds of videos that are triggered after the first attempt, but they won't be useful in that way anymore. We'll have to find another place for them to be useful. Okay, so those are the two downsides that I've thought of so far. There might be other downsides, but I'm really excited about the upsides. I'm really excited about the immediate feedback that students get as they're working in real time and don't have to wait around for a teacher to grade something to see if they get things right or wrong. Okay, so that's for you to think about and stew on while you fill out the survey in the form below.